Let's now get a reaction to former President Jacob Zuma's announcement from the ANC in Kwazulu-Natal. We are joined by the provincial spokesperson for the party, Mafika Mndebele. Mafika, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Now, in light of Zuma's decision not to campaign for the ruling party and his endorsement of this uMkhonto weSizwe, what impact might this have on the ANC's electoral prospects, considering Zuma's influence in the province and also historical ties to the party?
Evening to you, Nhlanhla, and your listeners. Well, as the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, we note what former president of the ANC, President Jacob Zuma, have just said. As the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, of course, we hold President Zuma in high regard as our former leader and as our veteran. We view what he has just did now as an attempt to sway people away from the African National Congress. And as the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, we believe that now it's a correct time to make a call to all our people to stick to the teachings of President Jacob Zuma and many other leaders of the ANC who taught us to defend the African National Congress against anything and anyone, who taught us to fight against the Bonapartism and elevation of individual above the organization. We call upon all our members to close ranks and continue to vote the African National Congress, the hope of our people. And we do this as a response to many years of teachings from President Jacob Zuma. And as good students, we must heed to the call. And it's time for now to write an exam. And that exam requires all of us to be loyal to the ANC, not as to individual, as previously taught by President Jacob Zuma and many other leaders of the movement.
Mafika, when you listen to the former president's remarks there, he asserts his commitment to remaining a member of the ANC, despite not campaigning for the party in the upcoming elections. How might this dual allegiance, if I may say, really shape the political landscape and also perceptions of loyalty within the ruling party?
The African National Congress executes the National Democratic Revolution as its program. Among other things, its pillars call all of us as members to strengthen the hold of a democratic movement into state power so that we will use that state power to transform the life of our people. No loyal cater of our movement will call upon people not to vote for the ANC, because by so doing, you disarm the ANC with a very essential instrument of transforming the life of the people. Remember, the ANC is a platform upon which we develop policies, and it's in government that is where we go and implement those policies for the betterment of our people. As a result, anyone who's loyal to the ANC and anyone who's loyal to the cause will call upon all our people to vote for the African National Congress, irrespective of what you call challenges that we might find ourselves at the present moment. And secondly, any loyal cater of our movement will use internal platform to raise whatever challenges that might have arose in the movement. You will remember, it's not for the first time in the history of the ANC where there had been challenges. If you remember, Secretary General Comrade Tumano once raised this in an organization when the then group of 8 wanted to raise challenges. You will remember that's how PAC came in when they defy the then Freedom Charter and they had their own policy position. You will remember Bantu Wolomisa, you will remember Cope, you will remember the recent example of being the Red Ants. All of those people, all of them, they've been internally, they've had challenges, and when they want to define the ANC or defy the ANC, what is common about all of them? They all say we are moving away from the ANC because we love the ANC so much. Now we are saying our message must never be misled by this. Any call that our people must not vote for the ANC, it's a counter-revolutionary call. It's a call to derail the National Democratic Revolution, and our members must close ranks.
You say it's a counter-revolutionary call, and remember that he's speaking right now outside of the confines of the so-called collective, or speaking for the ANC per se. Does this then lay fertile ground for disciplinary action to be taken against the former president?
Look, we will, as ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, leave that call to the national leadership. Our view is that we hold President Jacob Zuma in high regard. We believe we must continue have engagement with him, continue to remind him his own teaching that they must be difficult. In fact, in Stellenbosch, the President Jacob Zuma in that conference played a very key role. In the declaration of that conference, they said, and we quote, "The ANC is our home, our family, built on the vision of mutual respect, open discussion and trust. When we argue, we do so within the home. It is only when we celebrate our victory and achievement that we dance before the world." So President Zuma and others have taught us the organizational discipline. They have taught us to raise whatever difficulties within the home and only go outside the movement only to celebrate. God knows what he's speaking about, but our view as ANC in KwaZulu-Natal is that we should continuously persuade President Jacob Zuma to also remember his particular teaching and rejoin the movement, irrespective of whatever difficulties and misfortune he might have identified in the movement, because we believe the ANC is the only vehicle capable of addressing the challenges of our people. In fact, President Jacob Zuma himself, not long ago, had eloquently, while addressing a Siyangoba rally in General KZN, eloquently pointed out that any call to either create another black formation is to divide a black vote, and it can only be beneficiary to the Democratic Alliance and other reactionary forces. It was a correct analysis from President Jacob Zuma. It is the analysis that we welcome with bold hands, and it is based on those teachings that we call upon President Jacob Zuma to reconsider his decision.
Mafika Mndebele, of course, speaking for the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal.